Hi, welcome to STAWC Art, also known as Stay the Art with Con Art. Here Con, am going to be doing speed draws and showing you my process. You might think, gee, that sounds familiar to another show on this channel, known as Cleetus and Con Artists, that you're also in. And you'd be right. See, Cleetus is away, and I don't know when they'll be back. And if you've seen them, please inform us and let us know their whereabouts, because we are very worried about them, and we can't afford to hire someone new. Anyway, today's prompt is Veg Out, given to us by Python Melon, a good friend of mine, and some would say co-owner of the channel, along with Alexander Mercury. So hopefully they like this, because my paycheck's on the line. 3, 2, 1, go. So I didn't have much to work with other than the phrase "veg out" for this prompt, so I decided to draw just a person relaxing. At first I was going to draw them with their eyes open, but you'll see later I just decided, you know what, closed eyes is good. So here I'm just sketching out the body. I'm doing that trick where you use red to sketch, so it's easier to see your lines, or whatever the reason for that is. I need to double check art videos for why this is a thing. I do the hair, and I wanted to do some little flippy stuff, and then do a little vegetable top, like a broccoli or something, but I end up changing that later to a different vegetable thing. But it's still cute. Even if the initial sketch is very weird looking. I don't know what that is, like a wave or something. I also put a blanket on them because, relaxing, you want to be comfy. That's why, in a moment, that's why I decided to make the bed a bunch of buildings, like little skyscrapers. Because what's more relaxing than being on top of a building? A little building full of people, and you're just the giant among them all, above them all. And then the windows are just very simple U's. I add lines through them later, but they're basically just upside down A's. The power lines and the roof toppers. I don't look at the top of buildings often, so I don't actually know what they look like. So I just did some stuff based on memories of being in tall buildings and looking outside. The clouds are just in the background, little tiny birds in the distance. And here is my favorite part, where I try to write the word original, and I struggle with it because I'm bad at words, and you might notice I wrote original instead of original. Here's where I decided to change it to eyelashes instead of an actual open eye, just because I thought that looked nicer and seemed more relaxing. I lined it in green using a little fancy pen I got from the downloads thing for CSP. I don't know words, so you're just gonna have to deal with that. Just drawing the hair, making it a little more fluffy. Changing the little broccoli head to leaves because I thought that looked cuter. Drawing the eyelashes and face details, just lining over the sketch I already made. It's pretty simple. Not much to it there. Though on occasion I do add a little few details, like the little knuckles here or little scuff marks on occasion. You'll see more coming up. Racing part that I did not like. There's the scuff marks on the cheeks and on the elbow. Don't know why I sang that, but deal with it. The blanket, which was a little harder to draw for the lines for some reason. I don't know why. I think just because it's long swooping lines, and I hate doing long swooping lines. It's difficult for me. Toes. First video with STAWC Art, and you're already getting toes, so you better be happy. Because if this becomes a thing, and I have to draw toes all the time, I'll be very upset. Anyway, the window A's upside down. Because who doesn't love a good window A? And then the wriggle. Uh, not one of my finer moments. I fixed that in a fashion coming up in later in the video towards the end. It's like the last thing I do. I realize my mistake and I go to change it. You'll see. And I decided to change it from Origal Veg on both, and starting with Veg on the other side to be Origal Veg on both sides. That is such a weird word. I'm glad it's not a real word. As you can see, I didn't outline the clouds because I will be using a brush for that. Coloring the lines in black because, you know, black lines is easier to color with, but then I decided, you know what, I should make it brown. Actually, I make the words into yellow and make the background orange. Purple buildings to contrast the what will be an orange sky. Just like an orangey skin tone because plant person, you know, green hair. I was thinking carrots drawing this for some reason. That's the vegetable I was thinking of. I had to erase some lines there where I didn't properly erase them. Adding the grays to the top of the roofs. And then comes the sky gradient, which isn't really a gradient. I just use a brush and then, you know, erased it a bit. Adding clouds using a watercolor brush, which is my favorite way to do clouds. It's very fun and easy. Well, depending on the kind of cloud you're trying to draw, of course. Add a little bit of shading to them, and then add a bit of shading to the rest of it. Kind of go overboard at first, and then do a little too much in retrospect still, but a little better than it was. Change the color for the stuff that's further back because the back stuff needs to be a little bit lighter because it's in the background. That's how the words work. It's darker in the foreground, lighter in the background. That's what I learned in terms of color stuff. Little shine in the hair, little misty mist for coming from the bottom where the buildings disappear into the ether. I don't know what the word is. Lining up the background lines, because like I said, backer is lighter. And then just darkening the rooftops a bit, where shadows will be, or where I pretend the shadows will be, and then the little highlights on the body. Because who doesn't love a little like glowing of skin and blanket, I guess. I don't know what that blanket's made of, probably like tarp, right? And then here is where I decide to fix the origal to spell the correct word, original, because I forgot the original has a second I in it. I am a fool. That is my original veg for my prompt of Veg Out. So that was my prompt for today, STAWC Art. Welcome to the end of the show. So this has been STAWC Art, also known as State of the Art with Con Art. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.